Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we have big news surrounding the next update in Marvel Future Fight that I want to cover with you guys today because we didn't get to cover it yesterday and we got an even bigger piece of information today. So I'm going to put it all together in one video for you guys. The first sneak peek that we missed before was this Thor Hammer with a bit of a change to the handle, and it was accompanied by some text on Twitter and Mobirum, and this is essentially just confirming the Infinity Warps update characters that we were assuming from the first sneak peek teaser, where we saw Iraq Knight in kind of a black and white city. This one would be Iron Hammer, which is the Thor Iron Man combination that we speculated we would see if this was a full-blown Infinity Warps update. And now we have an even more interesting teaser. This is what we got last night, just, a few hours ago. And what do you think is waiting for us at these locations? Whatever it is, we'll have to keep playing through the heroic quest to find out. And then we've got a map with 7 different cities. We've got Alaska, New York, Paris, Wakanda, Tibet, Shanghai, and Busan. And for those of you that are eagle-eyed viewers or longtime veterans with good memories, almost all of those locations are in-game locations. I believe Tibet is the only one where I can't place my finger on it. It might be one of the zones in the Doctor Strange epic quest, but other than that, I can definitely say that all other 7 zones are zones that are either in a legendary mission, a story mission, or an epic quest for Deadpool, especially with Alaska being introduced in the last update. So how those pertain to the world map: the only other world map we see in the game right now is the one that we have in Alliance Conquest. So I don't know if this means it's an Alliance Conquest rework or update or some kind of mission that will go along with it. It is being spoken about or being kind of quoted as a heroic quest, so I'm not sure what that means. We've never had a heroic quest in the game before, so this potentially could be new content, a new type of mission, a la Alliance Raid or something else, Shadowland, something like that. And that really ranges from lackluster to amazing in terms of what that content could be if it's new content. But you know that I always love to praise new content, so I'm going to give it a basically tentative thumbs up, because no matter what kind of content it is, if it's something new that we can play with, if it's a new kind of level, if it's a new kind of boss mechanic, if it's a new place for us to use all of our Barbies, characters, then it's great, then it's fantastic. But just to add a little bit more spice to this pot, Danny Koo, who is one of the kind of senior guys over at Marvel Games especially, and he loves especially to make it known that he is, pretty close to the Marvel Future Fight team. He was part of one of the live streams before with Alfonso, and he recently tweets, but he usually always tweets about Marvel Future Fight around the time of new updates. And he tweeted new characters, new quests coming soon. So that pretty much hints that we're getting not uniforms, and we're also getting new quests, which would support this heroic quest tag. Now, I don't want to say that Danny Koo's word is kind of truth or prophet, because he hasn't really spoiled anything or he hasn't revealed anything in the past to my knowledge, but it's possible. And just to make matters more complicated, if you scroll down in the comment section, and thank you guys for commenting and getting him to say something, this guy here, Erse, says, is it something different than special missions? Which is probably on a lot of people's minds, because some people, for whatever reason, have been heavily speculating that this update is going to be special missions. I know the name is Heroic Quest, but maybe a name change for the game mode or a brand new quest mode. Excellent question. Hats off to you, bro. And then Danny said, new content. Stay tuned for official announcements. Now, I know if you want to take his word for exactly what he's saying, it's 100% guaranteed that we're getting new content. Should you take Danny Koo's word for 100% truth? I don't know. That's up to you. That's your choice to make, but it's exciting, and it's very nice to see the senior games people over at Marvel engaging with the community, and it's nice to have some excitement for things other than characters, because this game definitely needs more characters with 165 and counting. We definitely don't need new game modes. Moving on, I have some more exciting news. We have a limited crystal quest or event going on right now. This is not terribly important, but for those of you that were saving up crystals for the Magneto pack or the Psylocke pack, now is the time to smash that purchase, because you're going to get at least up to the Phoenix Feather reward just for purchasing something that you were going to purchase anyways. Now, it's a bit of a conundrum because we always tell you, or at least I always tell you, save your crystals before an update, guys. But at the same time, you get a bunch of free items that you wouldn't have gotten anyways for something that you were going to buy anyways. So that's kind of a question that you can answer for yourselves, but I leave it up to you. More importantly, we have a pre-event quest, and there's also a splash page when you log into the game telling you that you can collect tokens for a new character. And this is very similar, very familiar sounding text from Netmarble. So at least one of these new characters, possibly Arachnite, possibly Iron Hammer or someone else, will likely be a farmable character. So at least one. And we've got all these nice little rewards here, but I want you to focus on the token. The token is really where I want to talk for the rest of this time about as far as the event quest goes, because this token is, yes, the infinity symbol. Yes, it could mean nothing more than the Infinity Wars or Infinity Warps update. It could just be something to tease the Thanos Infinity Gauntlet arrival for the World Boss Ultimate. However, given how close in proximity the Infinity Warps update and the Infinity Warps characters are to the Infinity War and the Infinity Countdown comics that I've already discussed with you guys on yesterday's video or 2 videos ago, and given the fact that Requiem, the titular antagonist, the bad guy, the super villain, the Gamora turned badass, has the kind of symbol, that infinity symbol, as sort of like a mask under the hood, is pretty cool. Now, I'm not saying the token is for Gamora. I'm not saying that the token means for sure we're getting Requiem as a uniform or possibly even as a new character, although I'd frankly prefer it as a uniform for Gamora because she deserves to be great. While I'm not saying that that's true, boy, do I wish it was true. I really hope this is more than just a coincidental teaser for Infinity War / Warps. I really hope this means Requiem because, you know, new update is great, content is fantastic, new characters, a uniform for Gamora to bring a long-standing character who's been garbage for literally years into the kind of upper echelons of characters would be, to my pleasure, and I think to the pleasure of a lot of players, a super delight. So let me know what you guys think of Gamora and the Requiem teaser possibly on the tokens. Let me know what you think of the limited crystal event, and let me know what you think of the teasers and Danny Koo's message. Finally, I want to give you guys some gameplay because I just love playing as Deadpool, and this is the only day where I'm going to be able to smash the dumb Frost Beast with my Deadpool. I've got a pretty interesting rotation to share with you guys for Deadpool in Extreme Alliance Battle. My top score, you'll see in a minute, was just under 1.3 million, which is decently competitive for today with the likes of Winter Soldier and his kind of savior uniform that all other uniforms until the end of time will be compared to. But I want to take you through and show you something a little bit different, and this involves a lot of guns and knives, and it's a bit of an explosion fest. But we're gonna start it off here. Cancel 4 into the 5th skill. Let that proc just rain down for like 40,000 damage. 3rd skill here. 1st skill, 2nd skill, and now we wait until there's 1 second left. We cancel 4 into 5. You wait until there's 1 second left on the 5th skill. Rain it down again. And actually, I should have canceled into the 6th skill immediately. I do not want the proc to land on the 5th skill, or on the 6th skill. I want it to land on the 5th skill. Isn't that interesting? Kind of like Thor's tier 3 ability, and we actually always want the proc to land on the 5th skill, and we ideally want, if you look up in the corner there's 2 seconds left on my custom gear. Ideally you want 3 seconds left. Sometimes with see, it just happened there. Sometimes with 2 seconds left, your proc will activate early, and now I'm in a bit of an awkward situation. I'm gonna have to proc on the 4th skill, which I don't like doing, but that is essentially what we're trying to do to get this, you know, high score. And I've been able to replicate about close to 1.2 million. I haven't been able to get as close as 1.28. The closest I've come is 1.22, and it's very, very difficult. And I actually didn't even use this team up with Domino. I actually used just Shuri and X23, and I actually used Deadpool's leadership, which is fantastic for him, but it doesn't give him any ignore dodge, and the ignore dodge from Domino's leadership is really what helps in this stage, because as you know, for the regular speed hero on the first week, the Frost Beast gets a defensive buff whenever he dodges an attack, and if you don't have any ignore dodge, he dodges a lot of attacks. But I found that my score is, albeit lower, it's more consistent with Domino's leadership. So we're going to keep going. We're going to try to see and just see how we're going to go. And I procced it again by accident. We're going to try and see how close I can get. Those were the words in that order that I was looking for. But it's quite difficult to kind of narrate and focus and play to my maximum ability with Deadpool. And I've just been practicing this. Oh, that's so late. That's really bad. I'm really off the proc right now. But I've only been able to practice for, a few hours, so there's definitely room for improvement. The main reason why you don't want to proc his 6th skill with the damage proc, at least in my opinion, is because of the fact that his tier 3 skill it's basically a single target skill. It looks really flashy and there are explosions that affect the enemies around, but for the most part it's a single target skill, and you'll see Deadpool kind of zipping around the screen, smashing into the Frost Beast. But unfortunately, what can happen is that if there are mobs around, of course, the robots, Deadpool will hit them. And when he hits them, you get way... I just procced the damage proc by accident again on the 3rd skill. Basically, yeah, if Deadpool hits those mobs instead of the Frost Beast with his 5th skill, it doesn't do nearly as much damage. And when it does less damage, it's just not worth it. But you can consistently get from 40 to 60,000 points added with his 5th skill with the proc, if you can time it properly, as I've been pretty unable to do. But it's a very interesting skill rotation, and I wanted to show it off for you guys because it's cool. Deadpool's very fun to play, and if you're struggling to find a rotation for him and you want to, put your tier 2 or tier 3 beefed out Deadpool to use, you can try that rotation and see if it works for you. For those of you that have a different rotation, let me know. Hit me up in the comments down below, because it just started raining and I got super scared because I thought a giant spider was trying to crawl into my window. That's why I reacted that way. Apologies for that. But anyways, like I was saying, subscribe if you enjoy the content and you want to support me. Hit the bell if you don't want to miss any of my videos. And of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.